Hi everyone, it's Duchess. Today we're taking a nostalgic trip back to 2007 with a game that might have slipped under many people's radars, Petz Horsez 2 for the PlayStation 2. Now you might be thinking, oh no, one of those games. But trust me, this one's special. As a kid, I sunk countless hours into this hidden gem, and today we're going to dive into what makes it so captivating. From its surprisingly stylistic graphics to its charming world, Petz Horsez 2 offered way more than your average pet sim, so let's explore this forgotten classic together. In Petz Horsez 2, you step into the shoes of Lily, a young woman working on a horse ranch with her uncle Dylan. The game's clearly aimed at the female crowd, centering around the whole horse care package, grooming, feeding, and all that good stuff. But what really slaps about this game is the main storyline. You're not just prepping for horse shows and events, you're also trying to take down the town's only banker, Ruud Van Guinness. This dude's got it in his twisted head that you killed his horse.
I think I may have killed a horse.
And he's hell-bent on making your life miserable at every turn, even going as far as threatening to shut down Dylan's ranch. While dealing with Van Guinness's antics, you'll bump into other characters, tackle minigames, and cruise the countryside on horseback. Sure, it might not be as plot-heavy as some of the PS2's heavy hitters, but Petz Horsez 2 nails the simple joys of horse care and riding. Let's be real, the game's start is about as exciting as watching paint dry. We kick off with Lily catching some Z's on the front porch couch when Dylan decides to pull the most overdone prank since sliced bread.
What?
The old fire scare. Cue Lily's reaction, which introduces us to the game's voice acting, and boy, is it corny. From there, we dive headfirst into tutorial hell. Dylan's your guide through the snooze fest, teaching you every mind-numbing detail about riding and caring for a horse. Next thing you know, you're hanging with your bestie Edie, who's all excited to introduce Lily to some dude recruiting for the big equestrian competition. This guy's heard through the grapevine that Lily's got skills in the saddle, so he's trying to sweet-talk her into joining. But get this, Lily's all, nah, can't do it, got ranch responsibilities. Yeah, right. After that lazy Porsche scene, I'm calling BS. But hey, I guess we're supposed to roll with it. The game's not exactly gunning for a logic award here. So this recruiter dude's yakking Edie's ear off, and Lily's getting more annoyed by the second. Her brilliant solution? Snag his business card and bring him up on the nearby payphone just to shoo him away and chat with Edie. Talk about a big brain move, it's like the most awkward roundabout way to tell someone to take a hike. But hey, we're not supposed to use our brains here, right? And it gets better, the guy actually falls for it. He stays on the line for a solid minute, apparently chatting it up with the dial tone.
Hello!
I guess common sense took a day off in this game's universe, but who are we to judge? It's all part of the charm. So Edie drops this bomb on Lily. She's found out where this big-shot horse whisperer Grant is holed up. Turns out he's Uncle Dylan's idol or something. The girls are all fired up to score his autograph. Edie, playing detective, totally not giving off stalker vibes or anything, says this Grant dude's camping out in the nearby woods. Fast forward to the next day, and Lily's brilliant plan is to pass out in the middle of the forest? Solid strategy. Lo and behold, Grant stumbles upon our swooning heroine and drags her back to his place. Here's the kicker. He hands over his autograph without Lily even asking. What, is he psychic now? Did he read the script? Alright, remember that banker dude with the fancy name, Van Guinness? Well, get ready. On Lily's way back to the ranch, she stumbles across his goon squad roughing up a horse. Lily, being the horse whisperer wannabe that she is, tries to play peacemaker. But surprise, surprise, the horse bolts faster than a barefoot jackrabbit on a hot greasy griddle in the middle of August. And just like that, Van Guinness gets in his head that Lily's some kind of horse killer.
I think I may have killed a horse.
Talk about jumping to conclusions. From there on out, it's like a bad soap opera. Van Guinness keeps popping up, flexing his wallet, and throwing his influence around like he's part of the mafia. This game's got more drama than a telenovela, I swear. I'll zip it on the rest of the plot just in case any of you masochists want to experience this horse opera firsthand. But can we please take a hot second to appreciate my first video game crush, Liam? This hunk of pixelated perfection enters the scene when Lily, smooth as sandpaper, loses her balance and faceplants right on top of him while signing up for the horse race thing. Let me tell you, my 10-year-old self was losing it. This was basically steamy stuff in my innocent little world. Mr. Dreamboat doesn't say much until he gets bulldozed again, this time courtesy of Van Guinness's thugs. Then he goes all explanation mode, explaining how Van Guinness is basically the town's ATM with legs, free to do whatever because money talks. But who cares about the plot when you've got Liam, am I right? So up until now, Van Guinness has been all bark and no bite, just running his mouth like it's going out of style. But hold on just a second, because things are about to get real. The moment when everything goes from zero to what the actual heck is when Lily stumbles upon Liam. And I'm not talking about a romantic rendezvous. Nope, our man is trussed up like a rodeo calf, dangling from the stable ceiling with his mouth duct taped shut. My 10-year-old heart was shattering into a million pieces. Poor Liam. From this point on, I was ready to throw hands with Van Guinness myself. This went from horse girl fantasy to budget action movie real quick, and let me tell you, I was all for it. Let's talk music, because this game's soundtrack, it also slaps. We're talking full-on Hallmark movie vibes with a country twang that'll make you want to kick back and chew on a piece of hay. I used to spend hours just cruising around the overworld, soaking in those easygoing melodies, especially on those warm spring Saturday mornings while I was growing up, where I'm trotting around to these chill beats. But hold on to your horses, because out of freaking nowhere, this loud, depressing violin solo also comes screeching in like a banshee with a hangover at the most random moments throughout the game. That creepy violin haunted my dreams for days. But hey, let's not let one weird nightmare-fueled track ruin the whole rodeo. For a game that's basically ancient history, Petz Horsez 2 is surprisingly easy on the eyes. Sure, it's got that blurry, oversaturated look like someone cranked up the horse girl aesthetic slider to 11, but hear me out. If you're emulating this and crank up the resolution, it's like putting glasses on for the first time. Suddenly, everything's crisp and almost heavenly. What really impressed me too was the autosave feature. This game was living in 2024 while others were stuck in 2007. I was emulating faster than a horse bolting from Van Guinness's goons, and the only time I hit any slowdown was when the game decided to save after I finished brushing my horse's mane. Overall, for a game about horses, it sure wasn't kidding around with its tech. For what it is, Petz Horsez 2 isn't the glue factory candidate you might expect. Sure, it's got more sheaves than a Wisconsin dairy farm and logic gaps you could ride a horse through, but hear me out. Between the surprisingly decent graphics, the earworm soundtrack, creepy violin aside, and a plot that's more twisty than a rodeo bronco, it's got its charms. Did it win Game of the Year? Heck no. But for a budget title aimed at horse-obsessed tweens, it delivers more than a stable full of manure. It's like the gas station sushi of video games. You know it's not gourmet, but it really does hit the spot sometimes. So saddle up, embrace the jank, and maybe you'll find yourself having a weirdly good time with this equestrian fever dream. And that's my take on this. Thank you for watching the video. If you're someone who loves exploring the depths of the gaming community, hit that subscribe button below and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. See you guys later.
I think I may have killed a horse.